Hi there, folks, and welcome to another edition of Outside the Ropes. I'm your host, Matthew Moore, alongside my co-host, Mr. Tommy. We're on the air, Tommy. You can't play with your phone in the studio.
I'm not playing with my phone. I'm texting the station manager trying to find a new co-host.
Are you serious? Give me a phone.
Hey, that's my property.
No.
Get back.
Get back.
Get me.
Welcome to another
Come on,
edition of
listener.
Outside the Ropes. I am your host, Matthew Moore, along with my co-host, Tommy McNulty. We're here tonight for Bangor Community Radio and also for our YouTube channel, Outside the Ropes. We're here for a very interesting episode this week on the back of last night's 2013 Royal Rumble. Tommy, I know you're quite upset there because you're trying to play with your mobile phone.
I'm quite upset that you struck me.
Oh, dear. We've got a lot to talk about tonight. It's a bit of a mixed emotion studio here this week, isn't it, Tommy, because of last night's Royal Rumble? Well, yeah. We've got a lot to talk about tonight. First of all, we'd like to talk about is the overwhelming response we've received over the last 7 days on our Twitter and on our Facebook page. I'm sure you'd agree with me on that one.
Yeah, definitely on the Facebook page. Within a span of not even 24 hours, our likes went from in their 30s till over 100.
Well, nearly 200 actually. Yeah, we're heading towards that way there. So, and also on Twitter this week, it's been absolutely fantastic. The response that you've given us this week has been phenomenal. You know, we'd like to thank each and every one of you, which we'll give a couple of these a shout out later on in the episode. A big thank you to every one of you who have liked the page on Facebook, also who's been tweeting in over the last 7 days, you know, and being very gracious, and your comments have been absolutely fantastic. You know, liking the show, and you know, and a lot of local people who we don't know from here in our own country here in Northern Ireland have been very nice with their comments.
Yeah, it's great getting viewers from the United States and Canada and all the other countries, but when you're getting a lot of viewers from your own country, it makes it that much better.
Definitely.
Again.
I just say that to wind them up, folks. We all hope you've had a great 7 days since the last time we saw you on the last episode of Outside the Ropes. As I said, we do have a lot to talk about tonight. So we'll start off by last Monday night's Raw and on last Friday night's SmackDown, building up to last night's Royal Rumble. Mostly focused on The Rock and CM Punk's match, you know, coming up to the Royal Rumble itself. You know, CM Punk in the ring, cutting a promo. Out comes The Rock. You know, The Rock's sort of saying to him, "Your time's up. You know, this is it. Your time is up." And you have to excuse me this week, by the way, folks. I've got a bit of a cold, so I have this week, so you have to excuse me. Not that he really cares,
Nasal drip.
How did you?
You don't give it to me.
Yep. He loves it really. And then same again on SmackDown this week, mostly focused on The Rock and CM Punk for last night's Royal Rumble, which was an interesting event, which we'll talk about shortly. Which I'm sure you're, as you roll your eyes in disgust or in happiness.
Is that sarcasm?
I'm not even going to comment on it. Another thing as well that I managed to catch this week, which was quite interesting, the wedding on TNA of Billy Ray and, as he puts his head into his hands, it's not that bad, buddy, of Billy Ray and Brooke Hogan. Aye. Why is it every time there's a wedding on a wrestling show, it never seems to go right?
Guess that's just marriage for you.
Well, that is true. No offense. I'm a happily married man. Not that he would know what that's like. Him and his teddy bears from last week. Remember, folks?
That's right, the teddy bear picnic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wrestling buddies
I
from
wonder how
night.
you remember that.
Yep. So I love to wind this guy up, you see, on this show. So it's good fun. The wedding itself was going okay. A few appearances of an old few faces. Spike Dudley appeared at the wedding. Tommy Dreamer. Taz was there. Obviously, Taz is an announcer for TNA, but he was one of the groomsmen. And it was going all okay. And then Taz, just as they said they do, and they're about to, you know, pronounce the man and wife, Taz stepped in and said, you know, is it you sure you want to do this? Yeah. It's like, yeah.
He wasn't wearing that old swimsuit gear he used to wear in ECW, was he?
No.
Thought I was going to get a wardrobe malfunction, little Janet Jackson action going on there.
And then all of a sudden, he goes, "Is it me or is it hot in here?" And he takes off the jacket and then he exposes Aces and Nate's jacket from when then Aces and Nate's hit the ring. Obviously, he attacked everyone. To Mike Knox, former WWE wrestler, and Luke Gallows, sorry, Drew Gallows, held off Brooke while the attack was going down, and then it was left with the Raw beaten down. That's the only part of TNA I managed to catch this week, folks, so I do apologise about that if you're a big TNA fan. We did promise on 2 weeks ago that we would try and watch a bit more TNA, but he's a horrible guy, isn't he, really? Why do you not like TNA? Answer the question. Why do you not like TNA? Or have you ever liked TNA?
I have liked TNA, but I guess I like to be a little bit controversial. Seeing as a lot of people like TNA, I choose not to like it. I don't follow trends.
Well, TNA...
However, speaking of trends, my opinion is my own trending.
He has had a few tweets about that. TNA was recently on our shores. Well, Southern Ireland. This past week or so. For a tour, which we never managed to get to. Work commitments, and I don't know what he was doing, like, but...
Oh, do I do nothing? Am I a couch potato?
Yes. Hashtag couch potato. Only kidding. TNA were on tour at the moment.
Hashtag potato head.
Yes, they're doing, for what I saw a few weeks back, they're doing 4 weeks of tapings in 2 nights in the UK.
Jeff Hardy's not allowed in the UK.
Well, say no more about that. Another thing as well, what I read about on the internet, apparently TNA have taped the pay-per-view, and they're going to show it in May or April or something like that.
They taped the pay-per-view in January, I think.
Yeah, this month, yeah.
And they're not showing it again until May.
And they're going to charge people for it?
Yeah.
Even though the people know the results?
And will the champions still be the same by the time that rolls around?
Spoiler alert. Fantastic booking by Eric Bischoff.
Yep.
Say no more about that. We also saw Hulk Hogan on recent television as well this week over here in the UK. Did you honestly catch any of that?
A little bit on...
This morning?
Didn't see him on this morning. I seen him on Alan Titchmarsh. Not that I watched that, but...
Of course he does.
I know.
So TNA have been on tour recently. A few people who have been tweeting in and stuff said they were at the show, and they said it wasn't actually a sellout. Does that surprise you? But TNA house show attendances haven't been really great over the last lot of years.
I suppose I always used to think they did a lot better in the UK. So it is.
Well, so does WWE as well. I mean, they do phenomenal business in the UK. And Europe as well, not just the UK, Europe as well. Every time they come on tour, it's just a phenomenal response that they get. You know, bit like ourselves, you know.
Nominee.
Only kidding. What we're going to do here, folks, is we're going to go to for you listeners on Bangor Community Radio, we're going to go to a song. I keep saying a wee song every week. We're going to go to a track on Bangor Community Radio, selected by ourselves. Our own playlist. We've got now our own playlist.
I didn't see any playlist.
Yeah. And for you viewers on YouTube, we're going to go to a commercial break, and we'll be back with you in around about 2 or 3 minutes' time for more Outside the Ropes with myself, Matthew Moore, and my partner in crime, co-host, Mr. Tommy McNulty. Welcome back to more Outside the Ropes from our lovely studio here at Outside the Ropes for Bangor Community Radio and for our YouTube channel as well and our website, which we haven't plugged yet. Just before you say anything there, Mr. McNulty, with your finger in the air at me, we forgot to plug our ways of contacting us here at Outside the Ropes. First of all, we want to contact us on the world of Facebook. You can certainly do that. Just search the word Outside the Ropes, and in brackets Wrestling Talk Show. Wrestling Talk Show, correct. If you want to fire us a wee tweet, which a lot of you have been doing in the last 7 days, just give us a wee tweet on Outside the Rope, no S on the end, just Outside the Rope. Bangor Community Radio listeners, you want to give Bangor Community Radio a wee like on their page, just search Bangor Community Radio, and also on their Twitter, just search Bangor 1079 FM. And finally, our wonderful producers here have given us a website, which is the following: www.outsidetheropes.tk. Now, you're sitting there and you want to make a valid point. Before we go on to our tweets and our messages from our fans, you have your finger in the air, you want to make a point?
I want to make a point.
There's your
Give me
stage.
my phone.
No.
I need it.
No, only time we're allowed to use a device on the station here is whenever we're reading out our wonderful tweets and messages from our
What
fans.
if one of my many admirers tries to call me?
Admirers, I wouldn't think so. Are you an admirer of Tommy McNulty? Give us a
Everyone
tweet
is. Everyone
or give us a Facebook message on Outside the Rope.
Everyone is.
Okay. Going on now. We were talking about our response we've had from our fans.
Yeah.
You want to sort of give a wee shout out to people who you've been talking to over the last lot of days, because you did say you were going to give them a shout out before we went on the air tonight. So
Did I?
yes, you did. Give
Right.
our listeners a wee shout out who've been talking to yourself or getting involved. Why I pull out this device and pull out a few of our tweets from our Twitter account, which we've received over the last 7 days. So if you want to
Okay.
go ahead there.
Well, from names I can remember off the top of my head, it was Mark Deal was
Yep.
Facebooking us quite a bit.
Hi, Mark. Thanks for being a fan. We appreciate your support.
Eamon Rogers,
Spread the word.
a guy called Eamon Rogers.
Holmes.
Huh?
Eamon Holmes.
Eamon Holmes?
Eamon Rogers, right? I thought you said
Who's
Eamon
Eamon
Holmes.
Holmes?
I was going to say there's... I don't know. Go ahead.
Eamon Rogers. Hard to find good help these days. We had Paula Davison.
Oh, Paula Davison, right, okay, yeah. Hi, Paula.
Hi, Paula.
Big John Cena fan, I hear.
Yeah. She'll be a lot happy tonight, I'm sure.
We'll talk about that later. We're gonna,
Okay. Is there anybody else? I can't remember.
No, it's just a few. Right, tweets.
Okay.
As you just brush your hair there and fix yourself up because you look quite rough this week. First of all, we had a tweet last week.
Dazzling.
We had a tweet.
Dashing.
We've had a couple of new followers. People were actually saying about the show from last week they couldn't watch it on their mobile devices. We had a few technical difficulties with our production of our video last week. You can still watch it on your mobile device if you go to the website outsidetheropes.tk.
My computer.
Or you can watch it on a computer. Yep. If you want to watch it on a mobile device or what is it? The cellular device, as the Americans call it, or a tablet or an
Cell
iPad.
phone.
Yep. You can go onto the website and click on the video on there, and it'll play on your device for you. So that's outsidetheropes.tk. You can watch last week's show on there. That's if you're interested in watching it back, of course.
Of course they are. I'm in
A
it.
tweet from a former wrestler, should we say, stroke actor now, who we managed to work with in the independent scene for quite a bit. Mr. Robert Render sent us a few tweets in about obviously his opinion from the Royal Rumble, and we're talking about the Hall of Fame last week. Who we think should be in the Hall of Fame. He tweeted, well, no surprise here because he's a big fan of this wrestler.
Yes, Big Boss Man.
Absolutely. Robert Render says he thinks he's the big boss man for the Hall of Fame, which I think he should be there.
Definitely.
100%. And he also
Big Boss Man and Akeem.
Twin Towers. A return for the Undertaker and Stone Cold to win the Royal Rumble. My opinion is my own. He trended your topic for you. There you go.
Thank you.
There you are, I tell you. Trying to find some more of our wonderful tweets because there's so many to look through this week. You're not going to thank Robert for his.
Thank you.
No, he did not.
I said, thank you.
Tiffany Hall. Hi, Tiffany. You tweeted in saying Rey Mysterio to win the Royal Rumble. Loving the show. Thanks for your tweet. See a couple of your tweets there yourself, talking to people and tagging the page in it. I mean, you must be desperate for followers. Shout out to Kirsty as well. WWE Old School on Twitter. Thanks for your follow, and just a wee thing there saying thanks. Mike Rogers, question actually saying, what happened to Mason Ryan? Is he injured? As he scratches his remaining hair on his head. Last I heard,
he was trying to reform Evolution.
That's Batista. It's like Batista.
Oh, I see, right. So
Yeah,
get those two confused.
Exactly. Last I heard, Mason Ryan was injured. I watched a recent video of him on Tout, which, by the way, we're on Tout as well. Outside the Ropes on Tout. You look like one. Yep. Last I heard, Mason Ryan was injured, but he's on his way back. So, to answer your question there, Mike, as far as I know that he is on his way back pretty soon, unless the he's one of these ones who's due for the cut pretty soon, which we keep hearing about this story about wrestlers being released now.
Trent Beretta, which was ridiculous. Great talent.
Nor we shout out to Gary Toner. Hi, Gary. Ryan Feeney and Craig Johnson. Thank you very much for your follow. Mr. Tom O'Neill. I wonder if he slept on the sofa from last week. Remember we were saying last week that him and the wife were arguing over the women there. Tom, if you slept on the sofa last week, give us a tweet. We want to know. No offense, Lacey Ann. Please don't take it offense. But if you want to row over who's going to win the Royal Rumble, clearly the woman always try most of the time gets her way, and the man ends up on the sofa. Not you.
Was it actually them?
Yeah.
I thought it was a different couple.
No, that was them.
Okay.
And over here, Mr. Hart says we've done a thing on our Twitter page trying to reach the 200 mark, which we did do. We broke that mark. We put out a thing on our page over a day period, and a lot of people were tweeting in, jumping in and following us. Like here's Stephen McGrath that was following us, and Mr. Hart was following us. Chris Clark, yep, he followed us too as well. A lot of people here. It's just there's so many. People, Alan Kerr retweeted us. Carl, is it Brand? Is that, yeah, he followed us too.
I think I know him.
A couple of questions here as well. Here's one here that will caught my eye. Recognize you guys from the pictures and the videos. I used the guys from Bangor I met at the Hilton Hotel years ago when you were staying there. Are you still doing BCW? And that was from Mr. Hart again. We addressed that last week on the show. We are not doing. We're not involved in the wrestling scene anymore in Northern Ireland. We're just obviously doing our own show now here. But yes, that is us. That is us. Hello. That would be us. There's just Mr. Excitement again. Christine Doole. Hi.
Did you back see Carl Bryan? I think he works for Mainstage. He's a wrestler.
Could be. I don't know. In this conversation, there's a lot of his tweets. He must be desperate for followers, are you?
I don't talk to anyone. What are you on about?
Heel Zach166. Little shout out to you as well. Now, here's a guy who I work with at the radio station who's been tweeting in quite a lot, especially during the Royal Rumble last night. DJ Mitch. Hello again. Who would you like to see a comeback at the Royal Rumble? We did our predictions for that last week.
There was some surprising returns in the Royal
Andy
Rumble.
Black tweeted as well saying Randy Orton for a heel turn pretty soon. We were talking about that as well. Randy Orton due for a heel turn, which I think would be quite interesting because he doesn't seem to be getting very much.
As people have been calling him lately, Randy Borton.
I think so.
Yeah.
A lot of people were picking the Undertaker to appear at last night's Rumble, which I don't know. Lisa Ann. There's Tom's wife tweeting. 17 hours ago, she says, I can't wait to watch this tomorrow. So that was clearly yesterday. So she's watching the Rumble today. If you're watching us before you watch the Rumble, turn us off now because we're going to give it the results.
Spoilers here. Yeah. So no spoiler garbage.
A lot of Ryback people here, like from Johnny Beggs. Aaron Dawson said John Cena to win the Royal Rumble. Here's one here from Darren Marks. Hi, Darren. Says Dolph to cash in Money in the Bank after Last Man Standing. Brock to get involved in the WWE title match and Cena to win the Royal Rumble. Okay. Now, this is one that made me actually laugh very, very hard. DJ Mitch again says, final two of the Royal Rumble will be Gene Snitsky and Hornswoggle. Snitsky wins and punts the wee man into the crowd.
Well, it wasn't his fault.
Oh, dear. If we shout as well to Scooby-Doo, AE. Hi, hello, how are you? Anthony Fox predicted The Undertaker. Jake, is it Nowitzki or Nowacki?
Nowacki.
Yeah. A shout out to Martin O'Boyle as well. Hi, Martin. There's so many folks that would take us. To read here, DJ Mitch was tweeting quite a lot last night. The last one he tweeted in was just after the Rumble, but we'll go on to in just a moment because we're due to go on to another commercial break here on YouTube and also a track on Bangor Community Radio. When we come back after the break here, we'll be talking about last night's Royal Rumble, which we've got a lot to talk about. It's don't be pulling your hair out now and disappointing. Just we did make a point here that we're not big John Cena fans here, but we'll talk about the show, the Royal Rumble, when we come back in just a moment. From more outside the ropes with my partner in crime, Tommy McNulty, and myself, Matthew Moore, and we'll be back with you in just a few. Hi folks, and welcome back to the third part of tonight's show from Outside the Ropes with myself, Matthew Moore, and my co-host, my partner in crime, Mr. Tommy McNulty. Now, on this quick segment, he's been during the commercial break here, or during the track on the radio, he found something here in the studio, which is a bit of an interest. I don't know what he is that he's playing around with, but if you want to sort of bring that up there and show us what you got there, Tommy.
Have a look at this. You know what this is? This is his action figure. Complete double of him, isn't it? By the way, stripes are not very slimming.
I'm going to take a photo of that and put it up on Twitter. For you fans who live in the United Kingdom, he has just shown a bullseye action doll. And he said, he said he looked like me, but do you agree? No.
Yes, they do. They agree with me.
Before we go on to the Royal Rumble chat quickly, you were getting a lot of abuse on the Facebook this week about the comment you made last week regarding Vicky Guerrero. It said she looked at the dog from Men in Black.
Yeah. And right now, I want to take the time to apologise. It was pretty harsh of me to say that Vicky Guerrero looked like Frank the dog from the Men in Black movies. So I want to take this time to apologise to Frank the dog. Saying that he resembles that thing is horrible. I'm sorry, Frank.
No comment. Moving on. Last night's Royal Rumble. Overall pay-per-view wise, out of 5, what do you reckon? Out of 10 even, sorry. What would you rate it?
Out of 10? 6, 7.
Hey? Yeah, okay. Okay, we'll start off last night with the World Heavyweight title match between Alberto Del Rio and the Big Show, which
I thought was actually
a very, very, very good match. Very surprising. A few big bumps as well, especially from Alberto taking the bump through the table up at the stage.
Yeah, that was Concussion City right there.
Yeah, hit his head off the floor. If you haven't watched the Royal Rumble yet, and you want to hear the results, watch us afterwards.
Exactly. No spoiler warnings or any of that garbage.
It was last night.
Too bad. You didn't watch it. Your problem.
He's such a nice person, isn't he?
Anyway, love me.
So Alberto Del Rio retained the title because the guy who I say he looks like, Mr. Rodriguez.
I do not look like Ricardo Rodriguez.
If he grew his hair or wore a wig, he looks like a Ricardo Rodriguez. But anyway, enough said. He duct taped, done the old John Cena stunt against Nick Batista. Duct taped the Big Show's feet to the bottom rope, and Alberto retained the title, which I thought was a very, very good match. A couple of big spots there where Big Show went through the barrier at ringside. Alberto took the bump through the table. Which we actually got a tweet last night from one of our fans saying Big Show's big chair mustn't take it through security last night. Thanks very much for that tweet, by the way. Next match on the card, tag team title match, Team Hell No. But the name baffles you still to this day. Team Hell No against Team Rhodes Scholars.
Which is Damien Sandow and Magnum P.I.
Cody Rhodes.
Tom Selleck, Burt Reynolds.
Yep.
Ridiculous.
Wasn't a bad tag team match actually, back and forward, and Team Hell No retained the tag team titles. Moving on after that then was
the Royal Rumble match.
Yeah, which was quite surprising. It was quite early. Started off with a guy who we admire here at Outside the Ropes, Mr. Dolph Ziggler, as number one. And he came out and got on the stick, and he went on about, I'm going to win the Rumble. I don't care who number 2 is, send him out. And here comes the return of Chris Jericho, Y2J, to a very, very surprising big pop.
It wasn't really surprising.
Jericho
always got a big pop.
In this day, compared to the crowd back in the heyday, big pop for Jericho.
I knew he was a god when I was talking about heydays.
Sporting and 2 new tattoos as well. Yeah, he had a fuzzy tattoo on his hand, but he now has 2 new tattoos.
He's getting one of those pigeon chests now.
So his pectorals.
Yep.
So the match went on, and we were saying last week, for any surprise appearances, one that made you jump out of your seat.
I actually leapt out of my chair.
Which was we should have got that for our Tout account on tout.com /outside the ropes. If you're on Tout, give us a wee tout. your reaction to the return of
The Godfather.
PG Godfather, by the way, that was.
No, ladies of the evening.
Yes, and JBL on commentating told the story. JBL on commentating last night was absolutely first class, I must say.
Of course, we're seeing the return of Goldust as well, and he had
a bit of a
brawl with
confrontation
Cody
there, and he did tweet after the Rumble, hashtag Cody versus, or was it Goldie versus Cody at WrestleMania 29?
We'd love to see that. With Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream.
As the referee, I'd love to see that, yep. So maybe that'll happen this year. It was supposed to happen 2 years ago, I think it was, or was it last year it was supposed to happen? And then Dustin was released, so he was, so... So the Godfather, any other thing stood out for you in the Royal Rumble itself before we announced the winner? No surprises there with the winner.
To be honest, out of the whole event, the Godfather returning was probably the biggest thing. For me personally.
I think they could have brought back some more.
Because there was talk about the New Age Outlaws being in it.
We heard during the day Carlito and Shelton Benjamin was there. Yep, Hurricane was there.
Chris Masters too.
Yep, on the weekend before WrestleMania, before the Royal Rumble. Sorry, they had like a Q&A with like DX, with Brett and Sean. By the way, where were you guys on the 20th anniversary? By the way, that's what I said to them. Apart from being on a gun show in Las Vegas with Steve Austin.
Yeah.
No return. No Undertaker last night again.
We forgot Bret Hart made an appearance at
That's
the Royal
correct.
Rumble last
With
night.
Yourself, Ricardo Rodriguez.
I am not Ricardo Rodriguez.
He placed some sunglasses on Ricardo Rodriguez before the match.
cool.
I was actually, and he came out with the glasses and he was doing the whole Bret Hart expression and all. It was very, very good. But the Rumble match itself came down. I believed that Dolph Ziggler was going to win it.
The last five were Dolph Ziggler, Ryberg, and
We got a tweet last night called Ryback.
Ryback. Well, we're not going to get into that.
No.
Ryberg, who else? Cena, Orton,
Sheamus. No surprise.
There.
And the winner of the 2013 Royal Rumble was... Go on, I'll give you the honours.
Sheamus!
No.
No?
It was Mr. Superman, Mr. Moneymaker,
Right.
Mr. Vince McMahon's best buddy, our good friend at Outside the Ropes.
Howard Finkel.
No.
Huh?
John Cena. John Cena won the Royal Rumble, and he is going to the main event. We hope that he loses his title shot here at Outside the Ropes. No offense to John Cena fans, because we are fed up seeing John Cena all the time in the main event.
I stated this after last year's WrestleMania, that there would be a rematch at this year's WrestleMania. Cena, Rock 2 for the WWE title. And of course, The Rock is not... Well, we'll get on to The Rock's match in a few minutes, and then I'll explain.
Yep, okay. And then, after that was all over, because he eliminated Ryback at the end, because we thought Ryback was actually going to win with the new face, but clearly not, of course. The match between The Rock and CM Punk, which... where do we start with this? Now, before the match even started, Rock cut a promo, and he talked about his mum being ill, and he talked about, well, you kept taking the mick out of his promo because he kept doing this with his hand, and he kept, the Booker T there coming on, he kept putting his hand out and stuff like that. And then it got to the match itself, and we noticed, even a lot of fans who we were talking to on Twitter noticed that Rock was out of breath about 5 to 10 minutes into the match.
He was out of breath when he was doing his promo. He was gasping for air.
Too much weight, too much muscle he's carrying now. He looked in fantastic shape.
Yeah.
No question about it. Fantastic shape. But, excuse me, by the way, as I said, I do have a cold. Punk carried him. Agreed?
Yeah. And I don't like Cena, but Cena did carry Rock at last year's WrestleMania as well. Well, it happened again this year.
Even though he's only got the five moves of doom. But, match was going steady enough. It was okay.
Yeah.
And then Rock got him into the spine buster, or as JR used to call it, the spine on the pine. Ready to hit them with the people's elbow, and out turns the lights, no surprise. And then the next minute you hear the commentators going, "Oh no, it's the Shield, it's the Shield," and you hear that.
When did Michael Cole become a goody-goody? Was he not a heel a while back? Like making fun of Jerry Lawler?
Well, yeah, he was, but I mean, and then the whole Jerry Lawler thing happened, and then
Yeah, of course.
the lights went out. You hear the table crash, and the next minute the Rock's landing on the table. The Cole was shouting, "It's the Shield," and
It wasn't the Shield,
JBL
it
on
was the Dudley
commentating.
Boys.
JBL on commentating was fantastic. And it was like, "Shut up, you know, Weasel! Shut up, shut up!" And
It wasn't the Shield, it was the Dudley Boys.
yep, they're
Or
coming.
maybe Farouk returned, it was the APA that attacked The Rock.
Definitely, or Nation of Domination, because remember the Godfather was in the house.
True.
So there you go. The Rock was there, and then CM Punk picked him up, rolled him into the ring. 1, 2, 3. Yourself, the person who we had over watching the Rumble with us as well, was in shock. I was over the moon. I was like, yes, Punk retained, fantastic. The Rock is not going to get the title.
Then Skeletor came out.
Because one thing I forgot to mention as well, which it sort of smacked myself in the hand for, during Raw last Monday night, The Rock was attacked by the Shield. Vince McMahon approached CM Punk backstage, and said it was Skeletor.
Yes. that old bag of bones.
Yep. So he told him if the Shield got involved, then Punk would be stripped of his title. So McMahon came out last night at the Rumble, about to strip Punk of the title, and The Rock stopped him on the mic and said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! The person who's going to take the title off him is going to be me." So then we sort of knew right away it was going to happen. So they got into the ring, and Punk was about to hit the GTS. Rock hit him with a spine buster, people's elbow, and we have a new WWE champion.
Getting back to my point, last year after WrestleMania, said it was going to be Cena Rock 2 at next year's WrestleMania, which is of course this year, and it would be for the WWE title. We knew weeks in advance that The Rock was going to beat Punk for the title, and that Cena was going to win the Royal Rumble. It was no surprise, predictable WWE.
But the thing is, though, there's still the Elimination Chamber to come around. Will The Rock be the champion at WrestleMania, or will Punk maybe get the title back at the Elimination Chamber?
No. You said something that I agree with last night. Funny enough, can't believe I'm actually agreeing with you. Anyway, The Rock would be the last man into the Elimination Chamber.
Well, yeah.
He would
He would come in last and steal the show.
Yeah.
But we did get a tweet from a fan last night saying that The Rock equals ratings. I would say a lot of old fans will come back and watch him, but after watching the performances, think about this. WrestleMania, everybody says that Cena carried him. Last night, Punk carried him. Survivor Series, when there's a tag match, who done most of the work? Cena? What's your thoughts, folks, on The Rock? Has he passed it? Does he still have it? Give us a tweet on Outside the Rope. Also on our website, www.tk or outsidetherope.tk, and he's interrupted me again.
Put it this way, sorry. Oh, what am I saying? Sorry.
Check it out on Facebook as well, Outside the Ropes.
Chris Jericho got a "You Still Got It" chant in the Royal Rumble this year.
So did The Rock in Survivor Series, though.
He didn't get it tonight, though. Or
Last night, sorry. Yeah, he didn't.
Road Dogg got one last year. Where was The Rock's last night? Because the fans are no better. They know better.
As he said in his promo leading to WrestleMania from his home in Miami, he said it to Cena, the fans, we see through bull.
BS.
Yeah.
Brahma BS.
Before we go to our last commercial break here, which we've been told we'll have to go to because we're over a mark here, we do apologise about that. Before we go to another track on Banger Community Radio, we want to hear from you fans. Does The Rock still have it? Does The Rock deserve to be WWE champion? Give us a tweet on @Outside the Rope. Also on Facebook, Outside the Ropes. Give that page a like.
No.
Banger Community Radio. Don't forget to check out their page as well. Banger Community Radio on Facebook and also on Twitter at Banger1079FM. On our website, which is outsidetheropes.tk. We'll back with you for our final part of Outside the Ropes from myself, Matthew Moore, and my co-host. We're going to argue about this for weeks and weeks and weeks to come ahead. Tommy McNulty. We'll back with you just a moment here for more Outside the Ropes right here on YouTube and on Banger Community. Hi there, folks, and welcome back to the final part of tonight's show here from our wonderful studio Outside the Ropes. Myself, Matthew Moore, and my co-host, Mr. Tommy McNulty. The last part of the show here, look back at the Royal Rumble from last night. Could have been better.
Could have been better.
Yep, I do.
Legends could have returned them on that.
Well, yeah, I mean, everybody expects it. We had a few of those moments where last night, The Godfather, which was fantastic to see. He's back now, and
even though he was only in the ring for 1 second.
Yeah, do you think he broke Santino's record, or maybe evened it, or maybe even the Warlord's record?
Even the Warlords.
Yeah, with his ladies of the night, or his friends. So, but overall, I actually must admit the crowd was quite good last night. I thought the crowd in Phoenix were quite good, especially even when The Rock won the title. They were very, very good. But the reign of CM Punk, we'll close by talking about this here. This is one big thing I want to talk about tonight. CM Punk's title reign. Do you think it'll be matched again anytime soon? The length of his title reign?
I can say right now, Cena, without a doubt, will beat The Rock at WrestleMania because The Rock's not going to stay around for a long time. He has to go back in the summer to Hollywood and film more movies. So Rock will lose the title at WrestleMania to Cena, and Cena will probably either match Punk's reign or overtake it.
Think so?
Yes.
I hope not.
Unfortunately.
What do you folks think on that subject? Do you think John Cena this should be still in the main event wise, or do you think The Rock should be champion? You know, now going on to tonight's Monday Night Raw.
Raw Roulette
tonight. That's correct. Yep. Before we move on to that last quick thing, I would say that I was surprised to see a champion being for so long. You know, we had Cena's big long title run. I thought it would never be matched, especially in this modern day era, because you know yourself, before Triple H get into power, the title was like a hot potato.
Yeah.
Back and forward, back and forward, back and forward. I thought CM Punk's title reign was fantastic. The thing he has going on with Paul Heyman, Mr. Walrus, as we call him, or as the fans keep calling him.
Twinkie.
Yep. Yeah. Great, fantastic run. You know, I would like to see Punk as champion again because he's a good talker. He's a good wrestler. At the minute, I consider him as the best in the world. Well, there's guys there who you could sort of argue with, the like of Austin Aries and Bobby Roode. They're sort of up that sort of level as well.
Cesaro, Daniel Bryan.
Yep, guys like they're not getting. Daniel Bryan, the goat face warrior.
Antonio Cesaro was on the
pre-show
free for all. Against The Miz for the US title.
Quick plug, by the way, quickly. Coming soon, WWE In Your House DVD.
In Your House DVD, that is correct. It's going to talk about the moments of the past In Your House pay-per-views.
Hosted by?
Documentary hosted by Todd Pettengill.
Get it trending. So tonight, Raw Roulette. Cool. No doubt The Rock's going to come out tonight. It's going to be like a Rock celebration tonight with the title. CM Punk's probably going to stick his nose in there. Cena's going to be all celebratory because he won the Rumble. Raw Roulette's going to have a lot of few interesting matches. Maybe your friend Vicky Guerrero might get a match tonight. Hey! Oh dear.
Maybe we'll see a...
You probably noticed this week, folks, we're not as jumpy and happy this week because we're not overly happy here at Outside the Ropes because of the Royal Rumble outlook. You know, because we expected somebody else to win the Rumble. Bo Dallas was in, which was good to see. Yeah, young Bo Dallas, fantastic to see him.
Husky Harris.
Yep, great to see. He won a 8-man tournament before the Rumble, NXT, so it was good to see that way. But again, guys who deserve to be in the main event spot, not there again. Dolph Ziggler, etc., etc.
Tom Selleck, a.k.a.
We will close tonight's show by saying thank you once again to you fans for following us and checking us out on Facebook, Twitter, ourselves, on our website, outsidetheropes.tk, which we're still getting there, the website's building. Want to hear more from you fans. Spread the word, get involved. Hopefully in the next week or two we're going to be taking Outside the Ropes on the road to another venue, so keep an eye out. We'll keep you posted about that. We're also on Tout, as I said, tout.com/outside the ropes. Our wonderful friends at Bangor Community Radio at Bangor 107.9 FM. Couldn't get that out there. And also Bangor Community Radio on Facebook as well. And another wee quick plug announcement as well, which I wanted to save to the end of the night. We may even be going on to another couple of radio stations as well. We've been in negotiation with other stations as well about going on to other radio stations. So if you don't get us in your area, in Northern Ireland, of course, we may be coming to your local radio station pretty soon. So our wonderful producers are fantastic to us. They treat us really well here. So that wraps us up for another week. Anything you want to say in closing to your fans or anybody who you've been talking to over the last week? Or
thank you, and you're welcome.
Damien Sandown's best friend here. So that wraps us up for another week here from Outside the Ropes. We will see you right back here or maybe not. We don't know just yet. We're trying to get that confirmed for next week. Check out our social media feeds and our website for that news. So we will see you next week. From myself, Matthew Moore, and my partner in crime. Do you want to do your rant like you did last week? Like I am the host with the most.
I'm the host with the most, the great one, Mr. Fantastic.
We will see us right here next week from Where Outside the Ropes, right here on YouTube, and also.
And as always, I get final word.
Of course. See us next week, folks.